good, everybody? MidMorningSol here, and we're back where we left off. So, we had a brush-in with Roberto and Marco once again. Roberto, the young buck, eager beaver, who wants to be able to bust the mafia first chance he gets, just for breathing or existing. So, in order to move Roberto out of the residence, we'll say, he tells Roberto, or Nicola tells Roberto, that he and Lily are an item, essentially. Marco then sees that as a way to yank Roberto out there because he's basically disturbing the peace. He saw Lily in the house, in the Falzone house, and unfortunately, he feels some sort of way. So now, Leo and Nicola are acting out because there's been a few reported deaths of their own family members, their own henchmen. So that's where we last left off. Let us proceed. And that's pretty much the gist of what I said. This is going nowhere. I'm embarrassed enough, so I should stop.
せっかくこうして会えたんだし、ちょっとだけおしゃべりしようか。時間はある?
That sounds good. Nicola smiled, seeing me nod in agreement. We stepped outside to the garden to have a breath of fresh air. I'm about to say a fresh of breath air. Oh my God. Look, there are more flowers in bloom. Are those cyclamens? I've never heard of that. Nicola, is there something on your mind?
ごめんね、つい。せっかく君の時間をもらったのにぼんやりしちゃって。
You haven't been sleeping, have you?
まあ、そうだね。このところ珍しく警察が勤勉でね。
Oh, you poor baby.
僕としては頭が痛い。と、ダメだね。部外者の君にこんな話を聞かせるなんて。
Honey, it's like you're running on fumes. You gotta take a break. Maybe talking with someone not involved will make you feel better. You're higher in rank here, so you don't speak openly to your members, do you? I could only imagine the load he carried. Nicola looked at me in a daze and let out a weak smile.
そうだね。そうなのかも。ねえ、リリー、ちょっとだけ甘えさせてくれる?
Aww. You wanna lean on me? Why, of course. Anything to help. I meant what I said from the bottom of my heart. There has to be something I could do to help lighten his load. Or at least that's what I thought. Nah, even though I did not expect you to lean your head on my lap. I didn't expect them to be so literal. I've never done this before. Who falls asleep with their hand up like that? I'm sure he's so tired to be like this. He wanted to speak with me, but didn't want to go to his room, so instead he's borrowing my lap for now. I didn't expect this to happen. What should I do? This is a lot more embarrassing than I thought. Are you feeling better, Nicola?
おかげさまでね。
At least put your hand down, bro. You're pushing yourself too hard. You've been coming back late at night. You've been coming back so late at night. I've seen the light in your room stay on until very late. Nicola, Even I can tell how much work you're doing.
ダンテの方が僕よりずっと力を尽くして頑張っているんだよ。カポであるダンテにしかできないことも多いからね。僕にできることは僕がやらないと。
You're so kind, Nicola. I can tell you really care for Dante. It's just like Julia said before. That you've been treating Dante like a little well, he is older than Dante, but that you've been treating Dante like a brother all this time.
小さい頃からずっとそうだったわけじゃないんだよ。僕たちにもいろんなしがらみがあったから。
Really? Do you mind if I... why am I adding words to this? Do you mind I ask? What were you two like when you were little? I want to know how you were as a child. He ain't gonna say shit. Nicola looked a bit hesitant to answer my question. He chuckled and began to speak.
僕もダンテもまだ小さかった頃の話なんだけど。
We were both kidnapped as children.
ニコラ、どうして僕たちが誘拐されたんだ？僕たちはマフィアの子供なのに。
それもわからないの？最近ファルツォーネの内部がゴタゴタしてるんだよ。
So...
だから町の人たちに対する影響力が下がってて、それに、よその土地から来た人間もファルツォーネを狙ってるって。
Okay, yeah. So I didn't catch this in my first playthrough. This is when the Viscontis were branching from the Falzones. Well, I'd only heard all of that from the adults around me. There was an issue about maintaining the purity of the Falzone blood back then. Some of our administration complained that one couldn't become boss without having Falzone blood. In the end, those who didn't agree with how things were run left the Falzone family. Yeah. Those who left then formed what is now known as the Visconti. But that's beside the point.
なるほど。さすがニコラ。賢いんだな。
君に褒められたって嬉しくもなんとも。
おい、お前ら何をボソボソ喋ってやがる。
Yeah, they got kidnapped though. Oof. I shook, hearing him yell at us. It was the first time I faced an adult without the family behind me. Dante quietly spoke to the kidnappers.
お前たちは理解しているのか？僕たちに手を出すことの恐ろしさを。
Dante was as calm as ever, even without the family nearby. No matter how small he was, he had always been the head of the Falzone family. Dante's threats were initially laughed off by the kidnappers. But soon the kidnappers began to pale. Now that I think about it, Dante must have just been... Let me read that again. Now that I think about it, Dante must have been just as scared. Then again, I didn't have the capacity to notice that back then. I did know one thing.
これがカポの器なんだってね。ダンテが生まれなければファルツォーネの次期当主は僕だった。僕の母は僕をカポに従った。僕は母の願いを叶えてあげたくて。
Wow.
だからダンテさえいなければ
I was saying wow is
あったん
me.
だよね、昔は。
Wow. That's kind of like stems from, or it thoughts like that plant seeds of jealousy. He may be suppressing it, but what do I want to say? But like, you know, he's probably thinking, oh, if Dante never existed, I could have all of this and I could be the head, I could be the capo, you know.
それにほら、
Don't think
ダン
like
テっ
that,
て
Nicola.
今でもそうだけど、小さい頃から愛想がなくてさ。
I responded after hearing Nicola's story. Okay, so for this choice, if you say I'm glad you're both safe, I feel as though you're not focusing on him. He's the type that loves attention and shit, and like he's been shunned because of Dante. So I chose the second one because I was thinking like, oh, you've been through a lot. So you've been through a lot. I then followed with a hesitant and awkward apology. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if this is the right thing to say, and I'm not sure if I should say it, but words aren't enough to describe it. I couldn't find the right words after hearing what they'd both been through. I can only imagine how much danger you and Dante faced as children. Hearing their past brought a sharp pain to my heart.
そうだね。だけど、それは君も同じじゃないかな。
Me?
僕たちは違う人生を歩んでいる。君は君なりに大変なこと、苦しいことをたくさん経験してきたはずだ。だから、僕たちのことばかりそんなに気遣わなくていいんだよ。
Nicola.
心配してくれてありがとう。だけどね、君がそんな顔をしているところを見ると。
See, notice how he says us, Dante and me, us. I said you, like I'm worried about you. So he's so used to sharing his plight and his life with Dante. You know, I almost feel like he doesn't have an identity of his own in a way. I mean, he does with his personality, and he's like more approachable than Dante, but I feel as though he still feels like he's overshadowed by Dante.
僕も少しどうしてかな、苦しくなるような気がするよ。変な話をしてごめんね。
Our sob story. It's your sob story. I'm not really talking to Dante, but I get you. No, thank you for sharing it with me. Nicola closed his eyes and after a few quiet seconds continued.
誘拐された少し後だったかな。ダンテの母親が亡くなったのは。僕とダンテが親しくなったのはその後からなんだ。
I guess Dante must have been sad, losing his mother so soon. I heard he didn't get along with his father either.
ああ、前にジュリアがそんな話をしていたよね。だけど、ダンテは父親を嫌っていたわけじゃないんだよ。周りからはそう見えたかもしれないけど、あの親子はよく似ていたからね。先代が亡くなった時、ダンテは真っ先に駆け寄って、遺体にすがって泣いていた。
Isn't this referring to when Dante's father was killed? Something about what he said felt odd. Before I could think any further, Nicola continued.
僕自身はダンテの父親のことをあまりよく思っていなかったけど、ダンテに父親の亡骸を見せてしまったことは少し後悔しているかな。
You cannot be falling. Well, spoiler, he does fall asleep, but it's so dumb. Like they don't put his hand down because it looks so stupid. Nicola, he sounds sleepy.
リリー、どうかした？
Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing your story with me. I'm happy to know a little bit. I'm adding words again. I'm happy to know a bit more about you now. I recall what the men said earlier. I also recalled how Nicola reprimands his men. Nicola, I know you're strict at times, but I really appreciate how kind and caring you've been toward me. Ah. Speaking with you like this makes me feel closer to you than before. I hope this doesn't sound strange, but you showed me who you truly are, and, well, that makes me happy. I blushed at my own words that came straight from the heart. Yep, he's asleep. Nicola?
自然な表情ね。君は僕のことをどれだけ知っているのかな。
Ooh, child. This is the second time bringing this concept up.
僕は犯罪者だ。僕を知っても何の意味もない。
Criminal. His words hit me hard, as if he was trying to put distance between us. Yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to do.
まあ、別に構わないけどね。どちらにしろ、決断の時は。
Hmm? Nicola, are you awake? I whispered to Nicola. It seemed like he fell asleep. Maybe he was in a daze. I tried to keep quiet as I looked upon his sleeping face. Again, with his arm perfectly at his head. What the fuck, yo? Who sleeps like that? He has long eyelashes. You jelly girl. I gently touched his soft flowing hair with my hand. Huh? After stroking his hair for a moment, it was then I realized, well, what should I do about this? Don't tell me I have to stay like this until he wakes up. You should have thought about that, even though this is a cute CG. I couldn't wake him from his well-deserved slumber. I decided to let him sleep on my lap until he woke up on his own, which was 12 hours from now. No, I'm kidding. And no, he did not sleep for a whole few days. That'd be funny as hell though. A few days later, I finished serving breakfast and took a seat to enjoy the meal. Sorry, I cannot give you those gasps. Nicola and I glanced at each other. Thinking about how he slept on my lap was making me blush. Stop it! I can handle this. I fanned my face with my hands to make it seem like I was blushing from the heat. All of a sudden,
大変です。ドミニクさんが逮捕されました。
oh no, not Domenico.
カポレジームが
Okay, Capo Regime is like a high-ranking member, not the underboss, not the boss, obviously, but he's up there. He's definitely above the grunt.
面倒なことになりそうだ。ひとまずダンテに報告しよう。レオ、その前に詳細を。
はい。
What? I wonder what's going on. All I could tell was that something bad was happening in the Falzone family. With their departure, tension began to... I didn't get the...
ブルローネ死刑が幹部に手を出すなんて普通じゃない。何を考えているかわからないけど、今回はなかなか交渉に応じないかもしれないよ。
パリスに連絡は？
ここに来る前に、それから弁護士の方も手配は完了している。
Telling you, the mafioso got their lawyer on deck.
とまずドミニクにこちらの状況を知らせよう。俺が直接挨拶に行く。
A boss heading to the jail at the station. Not only did it show his respect to his subordinate, but it also put pressure on the police.
行くぞニコラ。
非常事態に動きが早いのっていいカポだと思うよ、僕は。
褒めても何も出ない。
Oh, please. It gets you places.
所長から面会の許可が下りた。時間は10分程度だが。
十分だよ。ありがとう、マルコ。
書類にサインだけしてってくれ。後のことは処理しとく。
Of course, Roberto. Feeling some sort of way as usual, giving me those evil eyes. I could feel someone's eyes on me while I was signing the papers.
Buongiorno, Roberto.
案内する。来てくれ。
Marco stepped in between me and Roberto. He quickly led us inside.
カポ、こんなところまですみません。ありがとうございます。
気にするなドミニク。怪我がないようで何よりだ。一体何が起きた？
それが。
Beep, 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 beep. That was just me yawning. The situation surrounding Domenico's arrest wasn't as dire as expected. It seemed like he got drunk at a bar in Falci, leading to some minor property damage.
普段ならいちいち立件しない。警察内部で何か起きているのか、もしくは時勢の変化か。
The law has been changing since the Kingdom of Italy came to be. The Mafia was slowly being squeezed out of existence.
それでもブルローネは影響を受けにくい土地柄なんだけど。
俺に話せることはこれぐらいですかね。
そうか。
After hearing Domenico's story, we notified him of the current situation. We weren't sure what the police were thinking. Excuse me. So we relayed to him that it could take longer than usual to set him free.
なるほど、わかりました。しかし、近頃はマフィアだろうと市外で殺されるような情勢だ。今はシャバより留置場の方が安全かもしれません。
Excuse me.
そう思えば、ここもそんなに悪くないですよ。
We got some Goodfellas type situation in the jail. I would not be surprised if y'all ain't watched Goodfellas. Where shit, I forgot who Ray Liotta played, but his character, Paul Sorvino, and the other guy, I forgot his name, the really old guy. Like the jail cell in that movie, it was like a freaking 5-star hotel. Like they were cooking up steaks and lobster, and Ray Liotta's character could go out and come in as he pleased. Like they were treated like royalty up in their jail.
まあ、飯がまずいのだけが欠点ですかね。
Okay, so it's not like Goodfellas, but close enough. And like I'm surprised, you know, Domenico. Oh, I'm not surprised Domenico said that, but if the food is trash, then it's not that good. Is he smiling? No. Domenico gave a hearty laugh, and Dante reassured him.
ドミニク、すぐに出してやる。少しだけ待っていてくれ。それと、屋敷に戻ってきたら、お前の好きな料理をたらふく食わせてやろう。
Oh, there's that smile. He rarely smiles, but when he does, it's cute.
そりゃいい。だったら、あの嬢ちゃんの観音炉をお願いしたいですね。
cannoli. I've had cannoli before, y'all, but I ain't really like it. I don't know. I think it's the mascarpone cheese that they use. It throws me off. But hey, I ain't knocking it. If you like it, I love it for you. But I don't like it for myself.
タポも食べました。絶品ですよ。ありゃ。
彼女に伝えておくよ。
Knowing her, I was sure she'd happily prepare the best cannoli Domenico would ever have. Hey! With their departure, tension began to build in the salon. I've spoken with Domenico a number of times. He's one of the top members of the family, but he's caring and loves sweets. Everybody loves sweets in the Falzone family. That's cute. Not doing anything was making me grow more nervous by the minute. I better occupy myself with something. I decided to bake some sweets to pass the time. Tell you, girl, tear it up in the kitchen. Leo was shaking. Shaking? What the fuck? Leo was sneaking bites from the baked goods with a happy sigh.
あなたのお菓子最高です。本当に。
Girl, you gonna make everybody fat and type 2 diabetic. Thank you, but you're making me blush. I peeked into the bowl in my hands to hide the embarrassment showing on my face. Seeing others enjoy what I make means a lot to me. So I'll do my best and make the best dolce I can for tonight.
やったー。楽しみにしてますね、リリー。
Well, let me? I sensed someone nearby. I looked toward the entrance to the kitchen. It looks like he was looking inside the kitchen. It looks like he was looking around inside the kitchen. Sorry, y'all. He caught me looking and took off. I wonder if he wanted something.
どうかしたんですか?
Oh, no, nothing. I responded to Leo's question. I keep forgetting, don't read before this pops up. The visitation ended. As we left the cells, I heard arguing from outside.
悪いが帰ってくれ。何度言われても答えは同じだ。
まったく呆れるな。この町の警察には情というものがないらしい。
I heard a familiar voice. Dante and I both looked at each other.
俺の大切な部下が牢屋で一人泣いているはずだ。せめて差し入れを届けてやらねば。
I don't know what it is about this theme, like Yang's theme, that I love so much. It's just so ominous and dark and brooding. But it's got a nice, like, Asian or Chinese, really, flair to it.
差し入れは預かる。許可がない以上、裁判前に合わせるわけにはいかねえ。それが決まりだ。
金が足りなかったか。
金で正義が、俺たち警察が変えると思うなよ。警察はお前たちになど屈しない。分かったらさっさと尻尾を巻いて国へ帰るんだな。
Ew, Roberto. Don't say that.
ロベルト。
He's probably thinking of how am I gonna chop this motherfucker up? How can I kill him?
何がおかしい？貴様、バカにしているのか？
いや違う。 久々に友人と再会できた喜びでつい口元が緩んでしまってな。
He looked beyond Marco and Roberto at us approaching from the back.
久しいな、ファルツォーネ。横のはフランチェスカだったか。そちらも元気そうで何よりだ。
お前は相変わらずだな、ヤン。
The leader of the Lao Shu snickered happily. He then tried to rile up Roberto.
俺たちラオ州は門前払いだが、奴らには面会の許可が下りたようだな。
それはお前の部下とは罪状が違う。当然対応も変わってくる。
ハルツォーネの犬め。
訂正しろ。
Roberto tried to grab Yang, who laughed with mockery. Child?
ロベルト。
He's like, I know you did not touch me with your filthy cop hands. Yang's laughter emanated a sense of death itself.
なんて。
任せる。
I moved to action with Dante's approval.
盛り上がっているところ悪いけど、少し邪魔させてもらおうかな。
I smiled as I stepped in between Yang and Roberto.
なんだ、この犬の代わりにお前が相手をするとでも。
貴様。
ロベルト。
ヤンの気持ちはわからなくもないけど、こんなところで揉められると僕たちが困るんだよね。留置場で騒ぎが起きて刑事が死んで、その場にはラオシュとファルツォーネがいたなんてことになると、今後ファミリーに少なからず影響が出る。ファルツォーネの名に傷でもついたら最悪だ。だからそんなに彼を殺したいなら僕たちが帰ってからにしてよ。
I'm like, I like how Roberto's acting like they won't kill him. Like, you think Yang the type? Like, Yang look like the type, he don't give a fuck. He'll kill him, like, out of sport.
釣れない奴らだ。今日がそがれて。
I'm like, I don't think Yang cares. Yang exhaled, that's exhaled, what the hell? Yang exhaled from a smiling mouth.
ところでファルツォーネ、近頃俺の部下が数人殺されてな。俺はとても胸を痛めている。度が過ぎる行いだ。まさか貴様らの仕業ではあるまい。
例の事件については俺のところからも被害者が出ている。第一、約定を破るほど落ちぶれてはいない。
そうか、お互い不運だな。せいぜい用心して出歩くといい。
Yang turned around and left with his men trailing behind him.
奴の言葉、事実だと思うか？
どうだろうね。事件にかこつけて内部粛清なんてこともあの男ならやりそうだけど。
I wouldn't put it past. He ain't look like the type who'll kill his own people. Who would dare go on a killing spree against the Berlone Mafia?
急ぐ必要がありそうだ。
Suddenly, Lily crossed my mind. The time for her to face reality is near. Got back-to-back ones.
たく ラオ州の狩猟に食ってかかってあれで済むなんて。だが、
Oh, oops.
これからは慎めよ。常に仲裁してくれる奴がいるとは限らねえ。
仲裁あれが
ニコラのはかばってくれても当然じゃねえか。感謝しとけよ。
He would never thank me.
犯罪者風情にあの男に守ってもらったと。
I clenched my fist as they shook. My nails bit deep into my palm. I didn't feel any pain, just anger. Rage began to overtake me.
許すものか。
Okay, guy, calm down. Okay, so now I can go on with Lily's. I responded to Leo's question and quickly went back to making more sweets. Well, that was odd. Dante and Nicola returned before dusk without a word. Everyone seemed quite calm during dinner in comparison to this morning. I guess everything went well. Nicola told me that Domenico wanted to eat some cannoli I made. I'm happy to know he likes it so much, but... Something didn't feel right. I wonder when all the things involving the Lao Shu will end. Nicola was constantly scratching his head over various incidents that kept occurring. I doubt he had time to spare for the Lao Shu. I wish I were home. I wanted to see Sister Sophia, Elena, and everyone else. Just thinking about how I was separated from them brought tears to my eyes. I better get to sleep. I'm sure I'll feel better tomorrow. I headed to the closet to get my nightgown when... Who is it?
遅くに悪いな。ニコラに頼まれて伝言を伝えに来たんだが。
From Nicola?
ああ、ちょっと長い話になるんで中に入れてくれるか。
Please do. So what is this message? It just struck me. But he was the person who was looking inside the kitchen earlier. Yeah, that's... I guess he wanted to relay the message to me then. It was then I noticed my mistake. What the? In his hand was a knife. Oh my god. Yo! When I first played this, I freaked the hell out. But of course, this is my trying to cover back up my tracks from the last recording. Yeah, I'm like, oh shit. I didn't put two and two together when she said the line regarding, oh, he was in the kitchen. And, you know, when he was in the kitchen, he just looking around. And then he dipped. So I think he tried to attack her in the kitchen, but Leo was there. Oh, he got closer. Dodging the swing of his knife, I fell over and narrowly avoided getting hit. No, stop! What is going on? What was happening? I thought I was living here under the family's watchful eye, but child, you got some snakes in the grass. Am I gonna die? Ah! I can't scream. Ah, no! I ran yelling at the top of my lungs. The man then grabbed my arm. Girl! His knife shone eerily. I let out a scream and then...
そこまでだ。
Yeah, come on now. Somebody had to have heard that. A cold voice resonated inside my room. It looks like... I didn't say this before. But I know this is a visual novel and there's like limitations. But it looks like Nicola's gonna shoot me. And the guy in the rando is standing between us. I mean, this should have been a CG. But whatever. Nicola had his gun held point blank at the man's forehead.
君がラオシュウと通じていることは前々から分かっていたんだ。
So you let him attack me?
そろそろ尻尾を出す頃だと思っていたよ。
While Nicola spoke, others ran into the room and grabbed the man by the arms.
それじゃ片付けようか。
Damn, no, it's really the AC that's on that's causing me to shiver. Nicola gave his order to the men in the room. His eyes were disturbingly cold and serene. Damn, everybody's on freaking the Switch tonight. Nicola?
ああ、ごめんね、怖がらせて。間に合ってよかったよ。後のことは何も心配いらないから、今夜はぐっすりお休み。
Wait, Nicola! As if he didn't hear me, Nicola turned around and left the room. The other men dragged the perpetrator and followed along.
話してくれ。頼む。